Hello guys, welcome to Willow Spin Racing League. Hello Checo. Good morning from California. What are you doing in California? Fair play. I bet it's nice over there, isn't it? Oh, it's horrible here. Cold. I think it is of the season. It's on the title. If you look at the title, you know which race it is. It's race 5 of the season. Requested. I can't do all that stuff. So I don't know if you guys can see the screen that I'm on now with the EA friend stuff in there at all, which is why I can't do it. I really check it. Oh, you live in California? I didn't know that. He says that's fine. He's already in the game. Well, that's good. I didn't even think to look if she was already in the game. Yeah, Matt. So it's more to do with letting you know in case you, well, if you fall out during the race, there's nothing I can do about it. Afraid it's only the Xbox guys I can invite back. I'd love to tell you why and explain it all, but I don't know. It's a glitch, as far as I know. It affects some people and not others. For some reason, it affects me. It says qualifying one. It looks like we've got full qualifying. Right, okay, anyway, round 5 of the season. Starting to get into it a bit now, aren't we? Starting to get going again. And I'm just going to have a quick little gander at standings and the like. Just confirm now, because I will forget by the end of the race, that next week's race is Baku. Look forward to that. 5 safety cars, lovely. Here we go. Standings. Right, so just quickly to do this now. Matex is currently leading the way. He's off to an incredible start for the season. Third place in Hungary. Won with fastest lap in both France and Circuit the Americas. And then picked up 17 points last week. I'm not quite sure how he did that, but he did. So did Glitch. Was it a sprint last week? Is that why? I can't remember. Last week's like 7 days ago, man. I can't remember. So, yeah. Anyway, so Matex leading the way from Glitch, who's off to a great start for the season in P2, but 32 points down at the moment. Followed by Piccoloco, who had a bit of a struggle to the start of the season. Picked up 4 points in Hungary, 1 in France. So a driver of his calibre that should be getting podiums just as often as he doesn't, really. He's only got the 1 podium in the 4 races so far, but did pick up 12 last week in Spain, so had a pretty good week there. Kermit in 4th. Apparently frogs can drive, who knew that? Gary has had a 2nd and a 3rd, but didn't score in the other 2 races, so it's interesting. Supply Raptor actually won the first race with fastest lap, but I don't think he's attended since. I think he's missed the next 3 races, so still remains 6th in the standings, but it's not going to lead him to a championship if we can't up that attendance. We'll leave it there. We've got Kai in 7th, Checo 8th. That guy is in P9 and Hammy in P10, so we'll leave it there. That's the top 10 round out. And then, just to confirm, then the constructors currently led by Williams, who have scored strong every weekend so far. Red Bull in P2, Alpine 3rd, Mercedes 4th, and McLaren in 5th. So that's enough for the standings. Still early in the season, I don't want to get too into that. Teist 1, 2, 3. Let's get a good debut. Oh, is it Ties? Ties T1, 2, 3. Ties. It's just Ties on your gamer tag. Okay, right. Who's actually? I think I was on the right driver. Actually, it appears to be the right driver. Right, Maxwell, get off of those intermediates. Do not come out on track with intermediates on if it's not raining, buddy. You're not guaranteed through anyway. There's 17 drivers out. 2 drivers will be leaving at the end of this session. I'd love to see the turnout. It's a shame Saturday nights aren't getting the same response, but there we have it. See if there's anything Bob can do, or Bob on the team. Bob on the team, there we go. Can do over the next week to improve that for Saturdays, but this isn't Saturdays, this is Sundays, and this has always been a strong attendance and a strong pace league, so looks like there is a few debuts tonight actually, so Ties is one of them. Looks like, I'm guessing Supply Raptor has changed his name to MVR Raptor. I'm guessing that's who that is. It's Luca Baron as well, will be on board with, will be a debut as well. In terms of pole tonight, I'd expect a 127. So 131.4 from Luca. Obviously, we're not going to see the fastest times on this session, it's just about getting through. As TTDU42. I do love these names, they're great for commentary. Call yourself Dave or something? Bert? I don't know. It's easier for me to read. So, hey Matex. Oh, I nearly forgot to say hello to Matex. He's my star subscriber, so can't let that go. Got to say hello to Matex. And he always gives me a couple of fun cats to look at, and I love cats, so there we go. Just go done with the 60-minute practice. I was pretty fast on inters, that's great news. Except it's dry. So anyway, let's get to a driver that's maybe on a lap, shall we? Ghost Rider. Very strange for me seeing Ghost Rider here, because it's in my name. You notice my name is Arc Hilly. Well, the Arc part is my league, or a league that I help run, and fellow admin in that league is Ghost Rider. Except it's a different Ghost Rider. They're not the same Ghost Rider, so it's very confusing for me. Did have it in one race where somebody from Arc said, "Is that our Ghost Rider?" And then Ghost Rider that from Arc popped up on the stream and said, "No, it's not me." This is clearly a newer model Ghost Rider. Much quicker. So into P6 on the 29.7 to get his qualifying up and running. Good start. Winter place across the line was that. So invalidated, it's not registered as a time. Matex has joined, that's always good news. Maxwell Van Beest. So, not seeing too much of Maxwell, so oh, he's invalidated coming out of cops there. So, that's the end of that attempt. That's Piccoloco's just coming around to do an in-lap, I believe. Semi has just started a lap, so let's go to Semi. One thing we do know about F1 Semi is there's plenty of pace in there. And we'd expect Semi to be somewhere near the top in normal circumstances. Oh, got Matex doing a bit of support in here. Let's go Nigral. Nigral. Oh, right at the top. Oh, it's a fellow PUR. Purr, as I say, purr. I'm not doing a proper purr, because I've had so much stick all week about it. Well, Semi's invalidated. It's not a good start to Silverstone for Semi. Frustration coming out there, lighting his revs up in neutral. Very much wear your heart on your sleeve, driver, Semi. Luca just come out. I think it's an 8 lap actually. He's invalidated it, but it's not going by the time. I think it's an 8 lap, so let's stick with him. So Luca then in the Haas, teammate in TTDU 40. I'm just going to have to call him 42 or something. I can't keep saying that. So TTDU 42. I'll just use the 42 part going through. Unfortunately for him, Luca invalidated there, so just move elsewhere. Here is NVR Raptor then. So I'm assuming that Supply Raptor who's had a little name change. So if I am right about that, then Supply Raptor, or NVR Raptor now, just call him Raptor. It's usually a very quick driver. I've just realised he hasn't got a front wing on the car. So he's obviously had an incident there somewhere and caught a barrier. No front wing, so let's move on. It's that guy again. Gotta love someone who calls themselves that guy. That guy is on medium tyres and P17 at the moment. No actual time on the board. In fact, at the moment, only half the grid have got a time on the board, which is not the best halfway through the session. Well, over halfway through the session now. 11 minutes into the session, pretty much. And only half the grid with registered times. And Semi is out, so he's going to be starting from the back. As that guy then puts it into P8. It's only one more driver that will lose, so Semi's going to be one of them. So 2 drivers in total will lose. Semi will be one of them. Who will be the other? Coming through the final part of the lap. And Checo across the line then to a 1:30.1. That puts him into P8 for the moment, so probably safe. Not the fastest of times, and it's... But at the moment, with the way the session's going, it's looking like just getting a time on the board will probably be enough. Kai has a spin very close to the end of the lap, so that'll be a frustration. He's got another car coming round, just needs to be a bit careful. Maxwell's on his way around. I think he's into the pits in a way, Kai. So, well out of the way. So Maxwell is going to get a time on the board. 29.2, nice lap, puts him into P4. Hammy is joined. Wow, that could make it 3 eliminations if he can get in the car and out on track on time. Which he should be able to do, 5.5 minutes. But I thought he said he couldn't race tonight, but maybe he's just here to spectate. So into place, retires from the session. Soon see if Hammy's name appears on the list of drivers, but may just be in so he can spectate a little bit, I don't know. No, he has appeared. So it looks like Hammy is able to drive tonight now, which is good news for us. Through Cops then. Our championship leader. And current champion, of course. I don't know where Glads is. I haven't seen TTV Glads for a long time. The champion from the previous season was Glads. And so Matex heads to the line, goes fastest, almost effortlessly, on the 27.7, and that's why he's leading the championship. So, pretty effortless. So I'm going to just put this out there, but there is indication across other leagues that PC players are... Well, eyebrows are beginning to be raised a little bit about PC players. Seems to be at an advantage, so we'll see how that goes. It's just sort of rumours going on at the moment. I won't read too much into it, but it is something that's been mentioned in other leagues. Stuff like that often comes up, to be honest with you, so to say I really wouldn't read too much into it. So Raptor into P3 then, 128.2. For the times starting to get on the board now. It's pretty late in the session. So Hammy has gotten out there and he's just crossed the line to start his lap. But ahead of him on track we've got Ties. So we'll stick with him as somebody else retires in the session. I pick Loco as well. He's in P5 at the moment, is safe. And Ties just came up to Maggots and Beckett's. Sensitive through there, but maybe that's deliberate because it's much more important he gets the time on the board right now than worrying about doing his... Certainly no need to worry about doing your fastest lap at this point. Just get even a semi-competitive lap would be plenty at the moment as it stands, and that's what Ties has done. 29.0 puts him into P5. Comfortable. A slow Q1 so far. It's Bob. Ooh, it's going to hurt Bob. I don't know whether he must have had a spin or something at the final corner, and he's just crossed the line. Obviously down on his PB, but also with no pace to go for another lap. Eye is out there at the moment. Hami's completed his lap. He's gone up to P6 and safe on a 29.0. So Kai, Hudu goes into P5. So that is... Well, I think that's decided it, actually. I think that means that we're going to lose... Well, we knew Semi in a way, who had retired. Luca is going to leave us because he's in the pits. And Bob Dylan, I believe, as well, because he's not on a proper lap. So, as you can see, look, so we're going to lose... Well, two drivers, Bob and Semi, were never expected to lose in Q1. Luca, I'm not saying we would expect to lose Luca because I don't know. It's his first race as far as I know. So I have no idea with Luca. It's two surprises there. A huge surprise with Semi going out. And he's gonna actually look to make his way through from the back of the field. So two PUR boys at the top at the moment. Obviously only Q1. So yeah, there's the confirmation then. Bob's into the pits. That guy is back out on his medium tyres. He's invalidated through cops in a way. But we'll be very happy to find out he's safe. Very lucky. In the sense that Bob had the issue at the end of the last lap, because Bob would, I'm positive that Bob had put a clean lap in. He'd have improved his time significantly, and I think we would have seen that guy go out. But yeah, some very, very surprising times there. That pretty slow. It's a very slow Q1. By far the slowest I've seen at Silverstone, which is very unusual of this league. It's Matex through as fastest into Q2. Got some big gaps there. Look, 15th place, 2.8 seconds off the leader. Hopefully that'll become tighter and more competitive in Q2 as they look to get through to the top 10. A couple of guys having used mediums, you'd expect to obviously be faster on the softs, so that should tighten that up a little bit. But yeah, some improvements needed through the field, without a doubt. But it is an easy track to invalidate, so it will lend itself to some issues. Lots and lots of warnings, look. So that just goes to show how easy to invalidate it is. For a qualifying session, it's just 18 minutes. That was a lot of warnings. Usually fit them all onto one page easy, so yeah, hopefully that's just a bit of rustiness maybe. It's now been worked out with the system and we can move on to a much more competitive session. Not need for tyres now, not in Q2. Tyres will be faster with two purple. Yeah, but it don't matter, Tyres. You're through. That's all you need to do. Get through session 1 and 2. You'll find the top guys deliberately drive slower in sessions 1 and 2. In all leagues, really, they don't tend to let each other know what the fastest is. It's like Hami. Well, I was about to say he was last in, so he's going to be first out in Q2, but actually no. There is, I think, a Williams ahead of him. Yep, it's a glitch. He's first out in Q2, and he's got the medium tyres on. So I think he got through on the medium, so I think he's going to just set a time, maybe, get a time on the board that he can work towards. So I expect in pole position to be 27s. We could see somebody nip into the 26s. I wouldn't be too shocked if Matex did. But I wouldn't expect it to be too far into the 26s. But I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong loads more times as well, so we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But as for a cut-off, to be quite honest, as for a cut-off for P10 in this session, because of how spread out Q1 is, I really don't know. I'll take a wild stab at a 29.5, but that is, to be honest, 29.5 is slow, so I'd be surprised if that was the time, but I can only go with what I was given in Q1. All cars getting out the way. Bitch. Through cops successfully. And Maggots and Beckett's. So it's not massive amounts of wheel input from Glitch. And I think that's important. Fastest guys tend to be, and you see this in real life, the fastest guys tend to be the ones that look slower. It seems silly, but look at Hamilton and Verstappen when they're driving, and Schumacher back in his day. They never looked fast, they weren't making sudden movements on the wheel, they're very smooth. It's Glitch. Crosses the line on a 29.8 on the medium tyres, so there's a lot more time in him when he switches over to the softs. And who's this? Hammy's just gone quickest on the mediums, 28.7. I don't know why so many people are using medium tyres. Start of Q2, it's this one's not Maxwell. Comes out the final corners. Head to the line, it's a 29.4. Gets himself P2 at the moment. Very, very early doors. Sorry, it's a different part of the track to that. Miguel has validated. Just stick here. Seems fine the others. I think Bads is about to cross the line in the Red Bull. Bads goes into P2 on the 29.0. Now, and I think that's an Alpha Tauri about to cross, so that's Ghost Rider 29.1. So things on the leaderboard actually tightening up a little bit at the moment. Kai goes fastest on his mediums on a 28.7. There's a Ferrari just crossing the line, but that was Piccoloco's just starting a lap. So, trying to... Yeah, the one I was trying to get to was also just starting the lap. Just winter place. Alright, let's go back to Piccoloco. Not... winter place just started a lap. Actually, I think there is one. I think 42. Yeah, he's just coming down the back straight now. So, he's into... You might hear me through the race referring to this as the stadium section. Technically, but it's just easy to refer to it as that. So, 42 goes fastest for the moment, 28.3. Ooh, Piccoloco off at Cops. One like him. Let's get to into place then. He's just coming through Maggots and Beckett's. And, ooh, a bit wide on exit. And yeah, he's slow in sector 2, so he's backed out of this and going to go again maybe. Yeah, he's got full energy as well, so might have even been doing a second outlap. Some drivers He likes to do 2 outlaps. Well, I think this one is the only one on a hot lap at the moment. Just heading up to Copse. Such a difficult corner, Copse. Really, Raptor likes to just lift the throttle. You see a lot of people through there tend to gear down to 7th, but stay on the throttle. Personal preference, really. There's no correct way to do it. Just as fast as the other. Let's exit out there and into the stadium then. Oh, gets a bit of oversteer, I think it was, and it's 28.3 from Raptor, so still goes fastest. Out on the medium tyres as well, so very good lap from Raptor. But so, oh dear, Piccolo goes round at Copse again, same place. Never mind. McGraw also heading up to Copse now. Oh, very close on entrance and exit to invalidating now. I think he may have actually had to come off the power on the exit to stop the invalidation. So Straight's going to use this car for a bit of a tow. He needs the car to get out of the way. Oh, he does. Very nice. He's be quite happy to give the tow there, whoever that was. Oh, it was yeah, I think it was his teammate actually. I think it was the other Alpine. That'd be why. 27.9, the Grau goes fastest on the soft tyres. And he is back out on the medium tyres, but it's called a second down. Check goes on an out lap. Ah, yeah, here we go. So our next contender. Really had to back out to stop himself running out wide. Too bad through Magnussen, Becketson. Yeah, the time actually for sector 2 is pretty good. Running 4.8, so it's a lot of curb on entrance there. Really ideal on that corner. So whatever time he does set here, that guy's plenty more in the locker. A few mistakes there. 128.9 puts him in P6 at the moment, but as I said, I think he's got plenty more in the locker because he made a few mistakes there just in the half a lap that we watched. So Matex heads to the line, 27.8. See him fastest for the session so far. And Miguel just behind him went 27.9 as well. Just behind Matex or just before, I can't remember. But regardless, it was 27.9. Checo. And get the McLaren free to Q3. 29.7 has him in P13. Moves ahead of Glitch there. Loco's back out there on an outlap. Probably really looking for, well, he's just come through Copse actually, but it's on an outlap, so probably really looking forward to Copse again. So, 3 temps up actually, just in the first sector. It's a very good improvement just for sector 1. It is the, I think it's, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the shortest sector, isn't it? Sector 1. I don't know, actually, sector 3 might be. Sector 2, obviously the biggest sector where there is lots of time to be made. Or lost. very close to invalidation there, but didn't. So carries on the exit, picks up DRS, and yeah, just 5.5 temps up. Currently still going to see him into the 28s, which will put him in the top 10. Just depends how much more time he can gain through this final sector. Pretty good on exit, and it's a 28.7 in the end, which puts Maxwell up to P6. Only time will tell if that's going to be good enough, but I think we can safely say my 29.5 was definitely wrong. But did say it's probably a bit wrong, but like I said, I was just working really with what I'd had in Q1 to try and make that prediction. Whatever Q1 was, Q2 certainly has become more alive and more competitive. There are some drivers in a bit of trouble that you wouldn't normally expect to be at this point. Here is one of them. Crosses the line to a 27.9, so that'll get him through Pick Loco. Well, he managed to get through Cops that time. Well done, lad. Here's another one of them, just in sector 1 at the moment. Early in the lap. Hang on, where's this? Yeah, no, actually, this driver is also on a lap and a lot further round, so I have the second up as well. So the moment is on target for a P6. So there it goes into P6 then for tyres. Only actually 0.003 of a second off of 42 in the end, but doesn't matter so much as long as they both stay within the top 10. Into place is invalidated. Okay, he's going to have to cool down. The question is going to be if he's got enough energy to do a lap. He's got the time, yeah, 40 seconds. He's got plenty of time to get round and start another lap, but whether he's going to have enough energy to really nail a full lap, really, for winter place. Rider not off to best start on this one. So through, and it's like very wide in Cox. He'd have had to come completely off the power there, so that's going to ruin the lap, unfortunately, for Ghost Rider. It's not on a lap. Just at the start of the lap there. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this at this point of qualifying as Kai goes fastest. That's not the thing I was referring to, but this man, I've never seen him not get into Q3 before, but this is going to be a huge struggle from here. He's not improving. He's not improving, and he's out of energy, so with his energy 1%, 2%, it's going to be affecting his performance, and fortunately for winter place, I think he's probably trying his heart out, but just nothing's happening. He's not getting anything from the car. So we're going to lose winter place in P14. That's a real shock. Mr. Consistent, usually. So even the most consistent of drivers have problems sometimes. Oh, that was a horrible angle. He's not improved, unfortunately. That guy, you could see by the time he was 4.5 temps down, and I think maybe trying to force something at the end there and just ran out wide. So that's the end of Q2 then. So congratulations to our top 10. We're going to lose that guy who did qualify 11th in the end, so still very, very good qualifying from that guy. Baz P12, Ghost Rider 13th. Big shot for Winter Place, 14th. I won't say a shot for Chico, maybe a shot that is 15th, but on pace often goes out in Q2 in qualifying, but always makes places up in a race. So if I was a betting man, I'd still have a little bit on Checo to be a top 10 finisher for certain in this race. There's our top 10 then, so well done to Kai, who was fastest in Q2 in the end. Matex, Negral, Piccoloco, 42, Hammy, Raptor, Ties, Maxwell, Van Beest. I knew he was Dutch. I didn't even have to check the flag to know he was Dutch. Van Beest with a double E. Glitch, P10 as well, so through safely. In the end, although maybe a little bit squeaky bum time at the end of that session for Glitch. There we have it. So, God, what a names there. Should be a tight. A lot of invalidations again in Q2. Should be a tight Q3. Yeah, well done, Ties. Doing well so far, man. See if you can push it a bit further up. Top of the grid, maybe. Somewhere near the top. In the final session. I think it's going to be a competitive final session, but there's drivers out there that have still not done their best times yet. I do think that we'll at least get very close to the 26. We may not quite get into the 26, but I think we'll be close. Well, we'll have to see. Let's go then. Engines sparking up. Couple of cars on exit. I think this is the first car out. So Hammy first out this time. He's going to get the telly time as long as he stays there. I bet that's Matex behind him. It is. It's Matex. He's trying to overtake him, Matex. He wants the telly time. I need the telly time for Williams. We need the money. We need to get our sponsors on the telly. Come on. Get us through, Mr. Alfa Romeo. Matex wouldn't mind, actually, if a car in front of him. Don't want to be too close to him. Don't want to be doing a quali lap around Silverstone too close to the car ahead, because you lose the performance through Maggots and Beckett's would be a prime example, really, where it would affect you. But the straights, the two main straights, wouldn't mind a little bit of a distant toe to help you. Goes hanging away into the stadium section and ready to start his first flying lap of Q3. So let's do a hilly hop lap then with Hammy. So Hammy chooses to gear down to 7th for turn 1. Yeah, very much like Cops. You'll see some doing that, some won't. And staying in 4th through this first sector. Again, that's a personal preference thing. Some like to do that, some like to use the lower gears. Going down to the left-hander, which is this late apex, strange corner, isn't it? It suddenly comes in, but the curb is sticking out on you. Nicely through there, and heading now up to Cops. See if he handles Cops the same way. Yeah, so that's the gear down. I think maybe he had to come out of the power a little bit more than he would have liked there, but remember, it's the first run. You've got to leave something for improvement for your next run. So, go. Maggots and Beckett's, and 1040 across the line of sector 2. Good sector 2 time. And 28-1 from Hammy. It's a decent marker to get on the board early on. And, Matex is round in the final corner in the stadium. He's going to lose his first time as Raptor goes fastest on the 27.5. Glitch 28.8. Matex is going to have to do it on the second run. Kai heading for the line. It's 27.7 goes P2. Piccoloco on his way round as well, but he's invalidated his first attempt. He's going to have another go. Ty's on the way to the line. 28.6 puts in P4 for the moment. As well, Van Beest. 28.2 goes P4. And yeah, it was just about saw 42 cross the line, but must have been validated as well, or was on an outlap, one or the other. As Negral goes fastest, 27.1. So we're already knocking on the door of the 26s. Do you think that certainly him and Matex are going to be able to, are capable of it? But I suspect that Raptor is as well, and maybe Hammy. Kai always surprises me. He always sticks a fast lap in somewhere when I don't expect it. So and this man as well is always capable of throwing a quick one in there. Piccoloco into P4 then on the 28.0. Haas coming back round, or did get to him and then I went off him again. Oh, where did he go to? 42 went into P7 on the 28.5. I think that's everybody now, either on an in-lap or in the pits. So we're waiting basically for people to come out for their second runs. We got I had to say with WRL, I've been commentating here for quite some time now, and this is my third season, and well, it is technically my third season, but I did start halfway through a season, so yeah. But one thing WRL has never been short of, Wheel Spin Racing League, has never been short of, is quick drivers. They've always been blessed with quick drivers, which is why they do alright in the esports side of it. I think, well, I shudder to think what those fast drivers would be like if they could really find the consistency as well to go with the speed. Incredibly strong. To a degree, Matex has done that. So I think Matex was probably there with that, but others around him, they could find that consistency, then my goodness, what a team they could end up with being. I'm not saying that just because I'm their commentator, also I commentate around multiple leagues, so I see it, and all leagues always have fast drivers in. You can guarantee they're dotted all over the place because fast drivers like to be the fastest, so you tend to find each league has somebody who's at the top, and it's just that WRL has a multitude of them, and looks like they're adding to it as well with some of these new guys. Ty's doing very well so far, 42 doing very well, and Negral obviously at the moment provisional polls are doing exceptionally well at the moment. Maxwell as well, so right. I did actually put us on Hammy because I thought he'd probably be first out for a second run, and hang on, just out there. What's Raptor doing? Oh, apologies, Raptor was first out by a long way. Here we go then with Raptor. Yeah, stays pedal to metal through the first sequence of corners. You have to in qualifying. You can't afford to have a lift. Not in Q3 in a way. You might get away with it if you're a faster driver in the earlier sessions. You might get away with it, but huge improvement already from Raptor. It seems at that rate we'll be flying into the 26s. So see how he can do. You never know. The first run he did, he may have used a worn set. It probably is a track where you're going to want 2 sets of mediums available for the race, so just in case. You may not have as many. That would mean that you actually discard a set of softs that you can have an extra set of mediums, and 6 temps up now is taking us into the 26s. So those of you that laughed and said I'm nuts earlier on, as long as nothing goes wrong here, I think I'm about to be proved right. And to me, I think he's going to gain more time. I think we're looking at a 26.7 here. Oh, not quite. No, he didn't do it. 27.0. Oh, rats, how can you do that to me? How can you do that to me, man? He's shouting in commentary we're about to have a 26 and you didn't do it. That's it. If we don't get one now, Raptor, I'm never going to forgive you. That is just... I can't believe you just did that. We're on board with it. Nothing... Everything looks absolutely fine in that final set, so I'm not too sure how he lost the time, to be quite honest with you. Oh, and Pickle Loco has crashed. Coming out of Maggots and Beckett's. We may see him in a minute. Yeah, he's on the right hand now. That is a long way down the straight. I'm not sure he's managed to lose it just there. But he was on an out. I think he was on an out lap. So we have it in a way. He's well out of the way in a way, so no real issues. And here comes Hammy. And it's an improvement from Hammy, 27.9 to P5. Unless we've got somebody coming round. Glitch over the line, improves by half a tenth, but stays P10. Size heads for the line, is improving by about 3 tenths, but over half a second in the end. 28.1 goes P7. Well done, Size. 42 on his way round now. Also improving. A lot of new guys here, isn't it? 7th, 8th and 9th for all the new guys at the moment. 42 heads for the line, 3 tenths improvement, goes P8. Maxwell, fortunately, is out. So, who else we got? Matex made it, so he's on a lap. Oh, yes, Kai's up. Oh, but he's invalidated. But he was up. He was improving. Sorry, let's go back then. Matex was down in the first sector, but as I said earlier, sector 2 is the big sector in Silverstone, so yeah, he's now up half a tenth, but he is up. McGrawl has managed to 27.096. Matex, yeah, has invalidated him and across into the pits then instead. Oh, how frustrating. I'm not going to get that 26. Now I look like an utter for saying a 26. I blame it on Raptor. It's all Raptor's fault. He's taken pole position. He was absolutely nailed on for a 26 when he came through sector 2. Somehow he managed to lose time and make me look insane. There you go. All Raptor's fault. So, Size, you did well, buddy. P7, you said you had a bad sector 1. So, yes, you might have had a couple more places in you maybe, but still, you did well, buddy, first time out. 42 as well. Yeah, the new guys all did very well. When you've got a good, decent-sized grid like we had tonight, and 18 is a very good turnout. So we all like to see the 20-man grids, which we get often, but can't have a full one as long as it's sort of around 17, 18, and it's still very good, just the same, really. And if you're making Q3, then you're doing very, very well. Very, very well. We all have our own little personal goals, don't we, I think? Well, I think that's the way you've got to do it. Not everybody can be the fastest guy in the league, so you've got to have your own little personal goals and little things you set yourself just to get gradually a little bit quicker all the time. So you can see quite a big spread time-wise in the top 10 there, but you've got guys like Glitch, for example, who's going to start P10, but he invariably... I'm going to touch wood when I say this because I don't want to curse him, but he almost always, very much like Checo, he's one of the drivers that he always moves forward in the race. So there you have it. You need pace for qualifying, of course you do, but you need consistency for the race. Listen, check the Discord, guys. I don't know whether they're readying straight up or whether they're taking a break. I'm definitely getting a coffee, but there'll be a formation lap in a way. I'll be back shortly. See you in a moment. Right, guys, I'm back with you. Just caught a little picture of Raptor spinning there. I will never understand it. I don't know how people can spin on outlaps, on formation laps. It's the weirdest thing in the world to me. Impossible to do, quite frankly. What Raptor isn't doing, though, that what others do, is some guys will try and make their positions back up. Well, I don't allow them. I just drive into them and get us both disqualified because I don't allow it, because they're doing it to heat their tyres up, although he has done it there. But yeah, I don't allow them to go back past me. I'd rather take the hit and make them have cold tyres as well. But in a way, regardless of that, it's a nothing thing I'm talking about there. It just doesn't really matter. Taking a look at tyres then, you can see the vast majority of the field is going with mediums. Nobody's having a go at softs to start the race, which isn't too surprising, really, not for Silverstone. It's a high tyre wear track, so the higher the tyre wear on a track, the less likely you are to see soft tyres. And that would suggest that today the only reason we would see softs today is if a safety car plays a part later in the race and we have a sprint to the end. Hopefully we don't, and it's a fair race with no safety cars, but always a possibility. Good runoff areas around Silverstone, but still sees an average of one safety car a race, just over. So we'll have to see if we can get away with one tonight. I suppose the biggest thing, Raptor has opted to start on the hards, then the next 7 drivers after him all starting on the mediums, then hards for Maxwell. So there's no doubt, in terms of best strategy around here, hard to medium is the fastest strategy, is the best strategy. Having said that, if you get a safety car around lap 6 or something, all the medium guys can switch to hards. So, sorry, I'm on a terrible angle. Away we go then, and Raptor does lose out due to starting on those hards. There is a driver that appears to have just spun in himself there, and 42 is out. So we've got a, I'm not sure, I think it's a full safety car already, which is very unusual. Well, that is extremely unusual for a full safety car to come out right at the start like that. But out it has come, and it's 42, unfortunately, one of our new guys that we've lost at turn 1. Now, if it's the driver I saw spinning around in the background, it looked like he just spun it, to be honest, but without having an on board of him, I can't say that for definite. But obviously a shame for that driver. He did do very good in qualifying, so certainly promising in that sense. Tides has told me that he's a race driver as well. What he means by that is he tends to do better in the races than he does in qualifying. Very much like myself, Tides, so right, so let's say it's actually really unusual to have a safety car, a full safety car, that early in the race. It usually brings out a virtual first. Hammy's in. Hammy's in. Oh, Hammy, are you doing my strategy from 2021? I got hit into the wall at the start of a race on 2021. Lost my front wing. I came around. By the time I came around, a safety car had come out for another incident, so I went straight to hard tyres and did the whole race and picked up a podium from the back. Because of it, the AMS Ronan joining. There ain't no seats here, mate. Too late. There's a few drivers who have pitted. Hammy, Kai, Baz have all pitted. Baz had damage and he's sticking on a set of softs. If I was Baz, I'd be straight back in next lap and onto hards. The reason I say that is because invariably they will be able to get to the end. They're going to have very, very worn tyres at the end of the race. But invariably they will be able to get to the end, as there's a switch around in positions there, which should never happen under safety car. Why are 2 cars driving side by side under safety car? It's illegal. The rules. So, there we have it. Yeah, invariably the hards will be able to get to the end of the race, which is why Hammy has given up a very high position to do that. But the fact of the matter is, a pit stop around here costs you about 30 seconds. Every time I say that on comms, somebody says to me, no, it don't cost that much. It does. It really does cost you that much. Luca appears to have had a spin or something occur to him then. I didn't see the spin, but appeared to reset to track, which, again, you're not allowed to do. I do urge new drivers, if you haven't already, please read the rules, because, quite frankly, Bob Dylan and the stewards don't really want to be penalising anybody for any reason, let alone something as silly as you reset to track when you're not allowed. So please make sure you read the new rules. And that's for any league. If you join a league, read the rules. They're all different in some way. It takes 2 minutes of your time. So, the way it started then, Negral's gotten into the lead, Matex P2. Raptor dropped to third, but as I say, started on the hard tyres. As did Maxwell, and he's up a few places. Look at that position changes up, actually. So, yeah, Negral and Matex up 1, Raptor down 2, Piccoloco's up 2 as his ties. Up 3 is Maxwell and Glitch. I feel like I'm doing the charts rundown, top of the charts thing on the radio. Up 6 this week is Winter Place. Up 2, that guy. Up 6, Bob Dylan. That's been said a few times, hasn't it? On Top of the Pops. Oh goodness me, I bet half the people listening don't even know what Top of the Pops is. Show me age. Bob Dylan up 6 places. Semi up 7. Ghost Rider 1, Checo 2, Luca 3, and then 15th and down have all dropped places, of course. They're the 3 guys that have pitted. So, I didn't actually watch Hammy in the pit, so I don't know if he did actually have some damage and that's the reason he decided to pit, or whether it was just a strategy call. If he wins this race because of that, and it was a strategy call, then what a call it'd be. But it's a long way to go. Safety car is in this lap, so we're going to have 23 laps of racing. Hopefully it goes with no more safety cars, and if it does that, if we do the next 23 laps with no more safety cars, then I think, personally, that Hammy has just gone favourite to win this race. But we'll have to see, because obviously he's got to make his way back through the field again. Kai, for some reason, has just gotten ahead of Hammy. This will all be getting a bit confusing now, isn't it? No excuse for that. There really is no excuse to gain place like that under safety car. Why hasn't he been given a penalty? He should have a penalty. So, away we go once more then. So far the top guys, no signs that anybody's caught anybody on the hop that I can see. We've got a yellow flag and it appears Luca's round. Oh, struggling there. That's not Luca, sorry, that's Baz. As he gets back on track and starts going again. Oh, there's a bit of a nightmare going on here. Checo has been involved in that. Looks like Ghost Rider's been round. Multiple drivers having problems on the restart. But we are going again. And oh, now we've got a no. Oh, Checo. Checo, no, Checo. Over on the right hand side there. Don't know what's happened to him over there. He punted off? No idea. He's normally on the chat, so hopefully he can let me know what's happened. So sorry that's happened for you, Checo. There we go, and what a beautiful view that is, down straight of all the cars in a line. And down with the heat haze as well. So then, just to mention further down with the bit of chaos that's happened at the start, Hammy's back up to P12, Kai in 13. So they've already made some places up. Those guys down at the back. And, oh, Kai is in. Kai is in, which, well, he'd already pitted. So that's a huge suggestion that he's been involved in an incident on the restart. So, Kai in. Just come back off a position change. Just go back to tyres and have a look. So, yeah, it was Baz that went to the sauce. Kai had gone to hards, but now he's having to pit again. He's going to go to mediums. And I think, well, he's going to have to try and take those mediums to the end. Unless there's a safety car, because otherwise he's not going to be able to make any places up. going to have to drive well on the mediums, but he's got to look after them at the same time. So he needs to catch the guys ahead. He needs to catch the packs that he can get them in the pit stops, but at the same time he can't take too much out of them. Baz first to receive a penalty this evening. And we've got something going on here. This is Semi, and that's that guy. Semi gets round the outside, down straight, and holds position. So P9 now for Semi. Remember, start from the back. So he's making his way through the field okay at the moment. So Negrel sets fastest lap. Sector 3 yellow. It looks like Baz has had a, I think it's Baz has had a spin. And he is back going again though, so already up and running again. Good news. So Semi is quickly going to be onto the back of Winter Place, but saying that, Winter Place in turn is on the back of Glitch here. Glitch is very close to sort of falling out of DRS and of Maxwell. It's literally on a second. Well, it literally just went to exactly a second then. Sort of out, then in again, and then out again. So it's going to be tight when they get to a DRS zone, whether he's actually got it or not. And if he doesn't, he's going to become vulnerable to the two guys behind. Picoloco leaves the session. Oh, Ties has been round. Had a little spin. Picoloco leaves the session. Let me get straight onto his gamer card and invite him back. So, Semi... Oh, that was a bit silly, Semi, wasn't it? A bit too far back to make that move, Semi. At some point, it's gotten ahead of Winter Place, but... Quite honestly, he's a bit lucky he hasn't picked up any damage to his front wing there as Picoloco joins back. Still in P4, so glad to see Picoloco back in, having not lost any places. Obviously, he has lost a substantial amount of time to the cars ahead, but at least he hasn't dropped any places and is back with us. Semi goes around the outside there on a lead up to Cops, then track extends on the exit. Lose the session. Winter Place gets past Glitch as well. Both had DRS there, but Winter Place really seemed to cruise past Glitch, so it does make you think that maybe Glitch is running a higher downforce setup, which will help him in the long run, help his tyres, and should make him a bit quicker towards the end of the stints. So, nip down now to Bossman, Bob Dylan and Hammy side by side on track. Oh, Hammy a bit hot there. It's wasn't too bad, to be fair. I think Bob was pretty aware to it and was expecting a move, so they came out absolutely fine. It's Hammy up into P11 then. Obviously on no tired tyres. There's a bit of a gap though to the next car. He needs to... Well, he's got clean air now. He needs to close that gap up. There's another 6-second gap further up the road, so that equates to nearly 13 seconds. So it does cost you about 30 seconds for a pit stop here, but Hammy needs to be in the region of when the top guys pit, that they're going to come out over 10 seconds behind him. He needs that. Pops drops another place, unfortunately, to Luca. They're still battling. Let's go back down to that. Oh no, Bob's round. Was he? Or did he? He might have saved it. I'm not sure. And well, that's good sportsmanship from Luca. He, I think, realised we didn't actually see the incident as such. We just saw Bob on his way round, so we didn't really see the incident. But I think Luca there holding his hands at saying, "Yeah, that was my fault," and he's giving the place back to Bob Dylan, which is good sportsmanship. Bob, being the owner of the league, would be obviously not pleased there was contact in the first place, but he would be pleased to see the sportsmanship from the driver. So Ties here has, since the spin, managed to catch back up to that guy. And is now within pouncing distance. So he's got himself within striking distance for the next DRS zone, so just needs to stick on the gearbox now. Just looking ahead, that guy's just outside DRS range to Glitch. He's trying to close that up, I think. But closed it up at somewhat on the straight, and then Glitch got away again through Cops, so into the series of corners now where we come out into DRS. Let's go. This you not looking for a toe. Doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. Look at the overspeed. Goodness me. So even though he had DRS, that suggests to me again that that guy is another driver that's maybe running a higher downforce. Let's pick Loco into the pits then. So I think this is our first scheduled stop. I don't think this is for damage. No, no new front wing there. So this is our first scheduled stop. Pick Loco opting to pit earlier and look for an undercut. So remember, he's pitting from fourth, and Hammy has gone through by some way. In fact, get the actual difference. Hammy, that's 7.5 seconds. Call that 9. About a 15-second difference now between Hammy and Piccoloco. Piccoloco having just pitted, so that gives us an idea. Hammy was about 6 seconds behind Raptor, so that tells us that the gap at the moment, if P1 pitted right now, would be about 10 seconds. Oh, Hammy picks up a penalty. That could hurt later in the race. It's another one there. I think that was Glitch, and actually a few penalties beginning to show up as somebody looked like they went off into the pits. That's Matex. So Matex is in, will give us an even better idea. Hammy is coming down. I'll show you where Hammy is on track. He's coming down the back straightlet, and he will go comfortably ahead of Matex before Matex gets out. It's not so much the length of the pit lane around here. It is quite long, but it's not the longest. But it's because the speed limit is so slow, and through goes Hammy there on track. Oh, and out comes the safety car. Luca is out, but that changes things then. That actually ruins what was looking like it might have been a really good strategy from Hammy. I'm not convinced he would have ended up with a race win off the strategy, but he was certainly looking like he'd end up with a good result. I think ultimately the 3-second penalty he picked up probably would have hurt him at the end of the race, but that's going to change things. There's no doubt about that. Well, I was going to say all medium tyre drivers come in. Everybody comes in now. Doesn't matter if you started on the hards, you've got to come in for mediums. You can't stay out. So there's no choice. Everybody will come in to the pits. Apart from Piccoloco, who, annoyingly for him, had already pitted, and Matex was literally, if you saw it, I bet that's the first time he's had that, where he was coming out the pits and the safety car just pulled out in front of him. Unlucky Luca, we've lost there then. I didn't actually see where he crashed, but crash he did. catch up with the stream and see what comments I can see from Checo. Oh, come on, stream. Thank you. Lag, unfortunately, caused me to have multiple instances. Oh, Checo, yeah, the side by side with someone and they spawned inside you and went flying. Mate, funny enough, exactly the same happened to me, although I was the lagger, but I was still the one that ended up off track on Thursday night in a 100% race. I actually desynced from the race right at the start and did the whole race not knowing I had desynced from it. And then got booted off track, and when I watched their video I wasn't even there. So, yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? But these things happen, I guess. But thank you ever so much, Checo. Subscribe for 3 months, pal. Thank you ever so much. Very kind of you. And I really appreciate it, buddy. I don't know about the safety car. I'm kind of glad it's happened when it has, rather than in about 4 or 5 laps time, when it would have had a huge impact on the race. At least coming out at this point, everybody can pit. Both the guys that are going on to mediums and the guys that are going on to hards, they can both make it to the end of the race. By the time the safety car comes in, basically going to have half the race left, and they can both make it to the end on the tyres. So. Right then, obviously it is going to stay out. I think we've got Kai, I think it is a little way off at the back. And he may stay a little way off because he may take another pit stop yet. The hards he's gone on to are 4 laps old. I wonder if he's got another fresh set of mediums that he can use. Who's that? That's Winter Place that's come into the pits. He's on 1 lap old hard, so I can only presume he would rather go on to mediums. See what he switches to. Yeah, switches to mediums. So, well, I think that's a bit surprising. I don't think I'd have given up that many places just to switch to a fresh set of mediums if I was Winter Place. He's going to lose this place as well. Kai's going to go past him. Needed an indication of just how long this pit stop is around here. That just literally gave it to you, even under safety car. Kai's come from some way back to take that position. Off into place. It's anyway, we should get going at the end of this lap. Winter Place down at the back doesn't have far to catch up at all. He's nearly on the back of it already, actually, just a couple of corners away, which won't take long. And well, one bonus for Winter Place. And yes, now he's on fresh mediums. It's nice to be on, as there's a change of position at the front. I don't know what's going on there. Said before, that should never ever happen under safety car. Never. And we have the 2 Alpines at the front now. There's the confirmation from race control. Safety car in this lap. These guys behind are getting a bit close up. So sounded like there was a bit of contact somewhere then, but away we go. And, oh, there's a big crash down, further down. Ties has ended up in the wall on the restart. Whether he was hit there or whether he's lost it on the curb, I don't know. And it looks like Maxwell got a moment in turn 1 as well. So not a good restart for the new drivers. That is frustrating for Ties, but he's had a very good debut race and been very competitive. Sorry for him that it's ended up in that way. Raptor picks up a penalty, which is obviously going to have an effect at the top. Semi drops a place there. Hammy getting past him. Hammy really ran wide in Cops there. Track extended somewhat, but back on and has the place. It's all a bit fast and frantic, which you'd expect. It's going to be presuming there's no more safety cars, and it is going to be a straight race to the end. Sammy looks around the outside of Glitch. Which doesn't put up too much of a fight there. I think he is aware that Hammy would have been on fresh mediums. But, Sammy getting through as well there. Yeah, and that's, I don't know how he gets away with it. So often, you're so reliant in that situation of the other driver to be aware that you may do that, and honestly, the other driver could easily turn into it, and you wouldn't have a leg to stand on. If it went to the stewards, you wouldn't have a leg to stand on. So, it's really reliant on the fact that Glitch is an absolutely superb driver. His awareness is outstanding. So, let's see if we got a... Oi, whale! Oh, that's not very nice. Oh, that sucks. It's cold tires, was it, buddy, off the final corner? I just saw it in the background. I saw you go round and hit the wall, but I didn't see what actually happened. But, yeah, I thought it could have been either way. It could have been coming off the curb or something, or it could have been a contact. I wasn't sure. But it's still a good debut from you, though, Ties. Oh, Kai's having a ballet lesson out there at the moment. Quite frankly, well, I think that's just a horrible comment, that is. It's lucky for you that you are my second highest subscriber, otherwise, you know, you'd be in trouble. Maybe a podium size, but you'd scored very well, let's put it that way. Podium would have been difficult, but I'm not saying you wouldn't have, but podium would have been difficult, but certainly a chance, there's no doubt about that. It was certainly a chance of it. Kai speeds into the pit lane and retires. He was having a bit of a ballet lesson going on there, all the pirouettes, so maybe he had picked up some rear wing damage or something. What caused that? So, we're down to 13, lost 5. And it's certainly been a competitive race. I don't think anybody can argue with that. There's been battles going throughout the race. There's been something going on all over the place, quite honestly. It's been impossible for me to know which one to watch because there's been so many. And invariably, as a commentator, you always pick the wrong one. Ask any commentator. Every commentator will tell you they always pick the wrong one. See? Told you. Look, there's an overtake going on down here. Baz gets past Bob Dylan. Maxwell, one of our last remaining new racers. P13 at the moment, still going. Things looking good for Matex, as they always seem to. He's on the hards, as long as he can stay with Raptor, and you'd think he'd have the stronger tyres in the later stages of the race, but I mentioned in the qualifying beforehand, if you weren't with us at that point, that Wheelspin Racing is, since I've been here, this is my third season that I'm in now commentating for them, and they have always been blessed with fast drivers. Mostly tend to have one or two that maybe dominate a bit, but Wheelspin's got a lot, and what if one thing stands out? It's why they're good in esports, Wheelspin, and we've got another safety car. But actually, no, I can see semis dropping down, but it's lost. Well, what's that? What is that? Get this guy out of the league. Get this guy out the league. It's been completely caught on. Completely caught on stream, and this guy needs to get out of the league. I'm so sick to death of him. Right, there's a bit of chat going on in Discord, but the guys that are still out there need to concentrate on what they're doing. Don't worry about anything else. If you guys are still out on track, concentrate on your races, guys. The Winter place back up in the sixth, considering he'd dropped down to the back at the last safety car. It's not doing too bad. Right, sorry guys, I'm just getting a bit distracted. And Matex is dropping down. Kai's left the session, but Kai retired earlier. Oh, I'm lost on what's happening right now. Anyway, we're back up and running, guys. Let's try and just concentrate on what's going on till the end of this race. Raptor gets ahead of Baz on the restart. A little side-by-side going on there between Hammy and Baz. Hammy's got the inside for the next corner and makes the move. So, there's that one. Winter Place getting ahead of Glitch. Can you believe that? That's two of them around the outside. It's Winter Place and Raptor go at it. Ghost Rider picks up a pen. It's a nice little battle going on there, and I think Glitch... it was almost a bit like Glitch just sort of dived out the way. Get out of the way of him. But Raptor in the end did actually get around the outside there of Winter Place. Nicely done. Obviously Raptor on fresh softs. He's absolutely flying at the moment. So, Rats are already ahead of that guy. Look how quick he is. Right, 1.9 seconds to pick a loco that we know is a fast driver, but he's on 11 lap old hards. And, oh no, Hammy! Oh no! Hammy's out. He's somewhere around there. I can't see. Cannot see. Well, whether that was contact with Van Beest, he seems to be on the other side of the track to what Van Beest was. I don't know. I'll have to leave that one for the stewards. I have no idea what's just happened there. Hopefully it wasn't a contact. They were on different areas of the track, weren't they? And the gal is ghosting. Says he's on a multiplayer in Spain. I'll invite him anyway. Sod it. Send him an invite, just in case he's just dropped out. But he seems to... Oh no, that's Raptor. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Right, Raptor up into P1. I think he's just taken victory. Nothing Picloco can do about that, quite honestly. Raptor's even got the DRS to help him down the straight to defend it. Loco coming back straight line despite the fact that Raptor had DRS. But Raptor's tyres, the decision to pit turning out to be 100% correct. Get towards the end of this race. Winter Place makes up another well, place, and Matex was ahead of that guy. Matex still the only one that's penalty free, remember. So I think he's not going to be able to get within the 3 seconds of Raptor, surely, unless Raptor's tyres suddenly deteriorate before the end, but I can't imagine they will, not to that extent in a way. I wouldn't be surprised if they're feeling a little bit sorry for themselves towards the end of the race, but I can't see them deteriorating to that point. Times are really going to drop off. So I keep forgetting the Grau is ghosted. Here goes Winter Place then on that guy, and up into P4 with a sort of basic DRS move, but nicely executed. And Winter Place, of course, the only other driver to Matex that is still penalty free. Obviously, all that stuff is always pending after race stuff, things like stewards' inquiries, all that sort of thing. Bear that in mind, but the results you see at the end of a race are always provisional, based on the, you know, say what might happen in the stewards' room. There's always, invariably, there's always things that have happened which I've not seen on stream that people have clipped ready to send in. Let's go down to Maxwell. He's on the back of Ghost Rider and picks up DRS there, but he's not quite going to be able to get alongside on this short straight, but it allows him just to close the door up, ready for the longer straight with the DRS. Head now round to Cops once more. He's going to get it before Cops. Well, I'm never quite sure why people make moves there. I just mean because Ghost Rider's not had a good Cops there, unfortunately for him, but if Ghost Rider could have stayed on the back of him, he'd have just got back past down the straight, wouldn't he, with the DRS? So I never quite understood that, but wasn't able to in a way. Negrao looks like he's back with us, and he gets ahead of Glitch. And he is close enough to that guy that he's going to get ahead of him on penalties in a way. And you'd think after that there's not really much further that Negrao can go because of the penalty free. 2 drivers ahead of that guy are penalty free in a way, so just 2 laps remaining. I think that's going to be the optimum that Negrao's going to be able to end up with today. It's unfortunate for him. He's deserved to be up on that podium. His performance throughout the evening, with qualifying taken into account as well. Did just get ahead of that guy, but it's just a simple DRS move and then breaking into left-hander. Glitch comes down the outside. That's what it feels like when a guy's overtaking you on a straight. Down the outside, guys. Pretty good view in that sense. into the final lap then, and we've seen Grau get ahead of Winter Place, but as I said, Winter Place is one of the penalty-free drivers, which he is a lot more often than he isn't, and so probably that won't actually gain the Grau a position. So just got one other battle going on that I'd like to go down to and see. Possibly one last overtake as Raptor is on his way round. I don't think it's going to happen. No, let's go to Raptor and see him across the line. That overtake's not going to happen. He's going to run out of tarmac. So Raptor wins in Silverstone with a brilliant decision to move to softs at the end. Piccoloco finishes second on track, but Matex without penalties moves up to P2. Piccoloco drops to fourth in the end. Winter Place got him as well. So Winter Place picks up a fantastic podium, and my driver of the day as well, for that matter. Piccoloco fourth, McGraw fifth, Glitch in sixth, Baz seventh, that guy eighth. Well, the Game Awards Winter Place driver of the day, and as I've already said, I completely agree with that 100%. So a driver staying penalty free will always be the biggest reason I give a driver of the day out, and only him and Matex have managed it today. Matex, unfortunately, because of his ability as a driver, because he's not won a race, he's not getting driver of the day. Sorry, Matex. But it's true, it's so good that if you don't win, I don't even consider you. No, I think Winter Place today, I think, has had overall a very, very good race. Been a difficult one for most of the field, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, look at those penalties. It's not one you want to see, is it? But it does happen around Silverstone. It is one of the tracks that sees a lot of penalties, like Canada. Not normally as bad as Canada, but it is a track that does see a lot of penalties at Silverstone. There's the whole results in a way for the bosses if they need them. Race director I'll quickly nip into in case stewards need to refer to them. Scroll down to the end. They can pause it and unpause it as they need. And there we go. So, well done to our top three in a way. Raptor, Matex, Winter Place on the podiums. Piccoloco as well. I thought drove an absolutely superb race, actually. That deserves a shout out. And the Grau, unlucky on losing connection, buddy. But drove well as well. Glitch as well. I felt a bit sorry for him. He looks a bit underpaced on the straights, the Glitch. And Baz as well, P7. That's a brilliant result, Baz. And that guy. So some good results in there. But I think overall for the race, and say remaining penalty free is a big part of me giving a driver of the day out. So for me today, Winter Place takes my driver of the day. Well done, buddy. I'm sure that's the biggest award ever for you. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to hang about. As always, on a Sunday, I've got another stream at 8 o'clock, so I can't really hang about. Thank you very much to the drivers for putting on the show for us, and thank you mostly, though, to you guys that have watched along with me and kept me entertained, and to all of you that watch the stream back at a later point. Sorry if I haven't seemed like myself a little bit today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, so please don't blame me too much. But there we go. Anyway, guys, thank you ever so much. I'll be back on in about 5 to 10 minutes, probably 10 minutes, ready for hybrid racing and their second race of the season. So come and join me for that one if you fancy it. Good night, God bless. Enjoy the little that's left of your weekends, and have a safe week. Bye-bye.